sensible, and it's good to see you all back again. And we are just about, as I'm recording this, just about to hit 3,000 subscribers, which is wonderful. Not only have I the support of so many of you subscribing, I have my wonderful patrons to thank as well. I greatly appreciate all my patrons, including new patrons TC Lucas, David Cooley, Blair Sadovitz, Brian Rulke, John Stock, Mike Apple, Jason Downing, Lucky Jack Aubrey, Duranku and Peter Lennox, and my newest patrons Critical Analysis, Justin Neal, Mark Adrisioko, Tom C, John Tomchik and Paul Emro. So today I came across a question on a channel called TheSeattleGreen. A question for us globetards. Can I answer it? Can we answer it? Can we show that this question is not a challenge to us? Let's see. Well, TheSeattleGreen, roll VT.
Okay, everyone, check this out. The blue is just a plastic ball. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Just a regular plastic kid's ball. That's a wire nut, okay? Now,
okay, cool. We've got that. Carry on.
If people, globe earthers especially, want to say that we could see ships sailing over the horizon, over the curvature of the earth, aka over the curving water, curving oceans, like Bill Nye the Science Guy, he'll say that we could see ships sailing over the curvature of Earth. Okay, now this is what an object would look like if it was going over the curvature of the Earth.
Okay, I see. Hold on.
Blimey, what is it with you flat earthers and portrait view? Just tip your camera on its side, we'll get a nice landscape and everyone's happy. Anyway, you said it's what things would look like disappearing over the curve. You mean like this?
Now, this is slanted, and the reason I could tell this is slanted is because that is how it should look. But in reality, how things are looking is like this. You see that? This wire nut is the same distance of this picture here. It's the same exact distance, but doesn't it look different? It looks different, doesn't it? Drastically different. Now, what's going on here?
What's going on here is a total lack of a grasp of scale, distance, and angles.
Why do these pictures look different if they're the same distance away? Okay, so this is how it should look if we lived on a ball. This is how it would look on a flat earth.
Well, almost. Leaving aside the issue of size, scale, or distance, on a globe earth, that object, to borrow your phrase, is leaning away from you as it's round the curve. Whereas on a flat earth, it would still remain relative to you just as upright as it was if you were right next to it. But you are neglecting to explain the fact that the bottom of that object is hidden, which it wouldn't be on a flat earth, no matter how far away it is.
But we're still on the ball. So what did I do? I'm going to show you right now. This is what I did. I made the wire nut level.
Look, please, just don't use the word level. Flat earthers don't understand it. But I get what you did. You adjusted the angle so that it would appear as it would on a flat earth with regard to its uprightedness, leaving aside the curve.
The same distance away. I marked it. I don't know if you could see, there's two little marks there. And what I did was, the picture you saw on my camcorder over there was with the wire nut perfectly matching the curvature of the ball. But when I level it out,
Okay, pal, don't labour the point. We do get it. But you do realise you've put that little red plastic thing so far around the curve that if you scale that up to the Earth, that would be several thousand miles away, not just sort of 10, 15 miles away.
this is how it would look. Now this, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to the other picture. This is level. If it went over the curvature of Earth, okay, that's not how it would look.
No, it's not how it would look.
Now, I'll go back to I'm going to show you the camcorder what this is. Okay, this is with the wire nut level. Okay. And this pick right here, see, I took away the levelness of it. It's no longer level with the eye level.
Just don't mention eye level either. Flat earthers don't understand that.
If this was a ball, if this was curvature, this is how this looks. I'll go back. Okay, this is how it would look if Earth was a ball. This is how it would look of an object going over the curvature of water.
Yes, that's how it would look if Earth was a ball. If the object was tens and tens of miles high and you could see it from a couple of thousand miles away.
When in reality, this is what we see right here. Level.
Level. I told you not to use that word. You don't know what it means. What you actually mean is vertical. Look at this vertical object. You couldn't tell that it wasn't vertical because you're looking straight onto it. And that is a lot of angle. So a building at a fraction of a degree leaning away from you, you are not going to see.
Earth is not a sphere. Okay? When things seem like they disappear, what's happening is it's going out of our perspective. Our eyesight is not endless.
Well, that's another word that flat earthers shouldn't use. Perspective. Because they don't understand that either. Your object is actually wider at the bottom than the top, i.e. it's bigger at the bottom than the top. The bottom and the top are the same distance away from you. So why should you see the smaller top but not the larger bottom? I'm not quite sure what you mean either by our eyesight is not endless. If there's something that's too far away, so it's so small you can't see it, and you use binoculars or a telescope, you'll see the whole object again. It enlarges it. You try that with your building hidden behind the horizon or your boat that's just disappearing over the horizon, it won't bring it back. What is above the horizon will be enlarged. What's below the horizon remains below the horizon. And what else do you think is stopping you from seeing a distance? You can see the moon at 250,000 kilometres away, the sun at 93 million, stars at tens of light years away. So why can't you see the bottom of a building at 40 miles away?
We cannot see forever. Even if there was no pollution or any kind of obstruction from our view, we still can't see forever. Anybody who says we can is, I'm sorry, but an idiot.
All you need to see something is photons from that object hitting your eye. As you look through a thickness of atmosphere further and further away, you get a bluish tinge as that atmosphere is gradually obstructing what you're looking at. If you look vertically through the atmosphere out to space, there's only the thickness of the atmosphere above you, so you can see objects that are a lot further, as I said, like the moon. And yet the moon will disappear behind the horizon without changing its distance from you, it will get cut off. First the bottom bit, then half, then 3/4, and then all of it. If you use a telescope on the moon, you'll see it much better. It will bring it much closer to your eye. But look at the moon with the telescope when it's half cut below the horizon, you'll still only see the top half of the moon. If you look at stars, like the Milky Way, that's looking across and through the plane of our galaxy, which is up to 100,000 light years across. If you look in the right place, you can see little blotches, which are other galaxies, like the Andromeda galaxy. Again, use a telescope and you'll start to see some detail. Use a powerful telescope and you'll see a lot. Use something like the Hubble Deep Space Telescope, which basically is an eye staring, a very wide eye staring for hours and hours at an area of space, gathering photons of light. You'll see galaxies billions of light years away.
Now these two, this is what really happens. If I keep going, if I was at an ocean, if this was not a ball, if this was water, this is perfectly level. The object is always level as it goes out of our view.
If the Earth is flat, the water is flat, as it's getting further away, why should it go out of your view? And if it is because of perspective and the distance, then why can't telescopes bring it back into view?
But if people want to say, oh no, the boat or the object is sailing over the curve, it's not going out of our distance, going over the curve, then it would be slanted. The object would be slanted. This is the same exact distance.
Okay, let's try and kill this for you. All we'll need is a few simple numbers, a division, and a multiplication. Let's take a nice, big, straight and vertical object, an office block, skyscraper. Let's choose a large distance, 50 miles, to really accentuate the leaning, okay? Number one, how many degrees in a circle? That's right, 360, well done. What about the circumference of the Earth? That is 24,900 miles, give or take a little. So what we want to do is find out how many degrees of lean there'll be for each mile. So we take our 360, divide it by 24,900, and what do we get? You're not sure. You get about 0.0145 degrees. Now we know that this building is now 50 miles away, so we got to do a multiplication. So we do 50 times our 0.0145 degrees, and that gives us, come on, 0.722 degrees. That's less than 3/4 of a degree. What we're not talking about is lean to the side. We're talking about lean away. So you're talking about 3/4 of 1 degree leaning away at a distance of 50 miles. And you think you should see that? You're a total smeghead.
And if it was even further, if this object was even further over the curve, it would look even more slanted. But it's not, because you always see it level.
Well, if you really truly think that with a building at 50 miles away, leaning away from you at less than 3/4 of a degree, so that the top of the building is, I don't know, say 10 foot leaning away, you think you can see that? Then you're a bigger idiot than I thought.
So I hope this helps some globe earthers out there and their path of indoctrination. I mean,
I guess you actually mean education and understanding of reality and grasp of 3D and scale.
it doesn't get any more clearer than this.
You're correct. It doesn't get any clearer than this. You're not qualified enough to operate a television remote. I hope everyone's enjoyed this. I've just checked and I'm only 6 subscribers away from 3,000, and I've got a live stream tonight, so fingers crossed I'll get there. If you haven't already, then please make sure you like, share and subscribe. Just hit mini-me down in the corner. I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Until then, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.